Today's video is something we've been wanting to do for a while, and it's all about your questions.
We get asked the same questions over and over again, so we thought, let's answer them in a video and share them with you guys.
Yep. So we're going to split this into two parts because we have a lot of frequently asked questions.
Yep. We have a section on our website, changinglanesrv.com, that details them out.
Speaking of our FAQs, they are on our website, which also has our blog posts and partners and just all kinds of information that if you're looking for answers, go check there. We might have the answer for you already.
That's right. The questions that we're going to answer in today's video are questions that we get asked every week by probably multiple people.
Yeah. So let's jump into those FAQs.
Here we go.
What's first?
The question we get asked the most, and on almost a daily basis, is what do you guys do for work?
The three parts of this question are, what do we do? And then how do we do it? And also, how can you do it?
Right.
That last one's tough.
In his case, he already had the skills and knew what he's skilled. He was already working for his employer for a long time, like he said. So it was an easy transition for us.
Yeah, I was already telecommuting for the last 8 years. It was just really no big deal to pick it up.
Right. It's hard for us to answer the questions of how can I work remotely?
And obviously your profession either lends itself to working remotely or it doesn't.
Back before I got sick, I was in sales and I had a territory, so I couldn't leave my territory.
Right. So it's a tough question. There are a lot of resources out there. Flexjobs.com is a good one. There are quite a few out there. If you just Google remote jobs, you'll find some stuff. Also, EnjoyTheJourney.life has a good video on this that we'll put a link to below. That's one that we reference and send people to because it's got a lot of good info on things you can do as a job traveling in an RV full time.
And that brings us to kind of part 3 of the first question, which is how do you work remotely?
Yeah, internet was something we had to have rock solid before we ever put a down payment on our RV or did any of this.
Oh yeah, because if we didn't have internet, we couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, we've got to have solid, good internet everywhere we go so I can work and she can work and we can upload our videos. A big player in that was the Mobile Internet Resource Center and more specifically the Mobile Internet Aficionados membership. Chris and Cherie from Technomadia, that's their baby. That's all they do. They eat, sleep, breathe, drink other verbs. They suck it down.
Wow.
We'll put links below. We also have a discount code for you for that. I don't have time to stay on top of everything mobile internet, but they do.
That's what I was just going to say, is that they're constantly keeping us up to date and the members up to date on the newest technology and things that are happening.
Yeah, and that's super key. We would not have an unlimited AT&T data plan if it were not for them letting us know that,
oh, good.
Oh, he's mowing the yard.
Oh, good. Why does this always happen to us?
And he's going to be mowing forever. Maybe he's just doing that section over there.
You guys, this is the joys of vlogging.
It's a giant mower.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
Here, we'll show you.
Yeah.
Oh good, he's coming all the way over here.
Oh yeah.
We would not have our current grandfathered AT&T true unlimited plan if it were not for them and their alerts. Before we ever went on the road, they said, hey, this plan's going to be ending. They have, insider connections and stuff there. And we got our plan, and we've had it ever since.
And guys, we did do a video on our mobile internet setup.
We'll link that for you up there.
Yeah, so if you're interested in how we do it, you can watch that video. But it can be done.
Yes, it definitely can be done.
Well, clearly we moved locations, but this is in the bright sun, and it's hot, and it doesn't really look that good. And the park's starting to fill up. So we'll see you back at the RV.
Let's go home.
Well, we came back to get away from lawnmowers, only to find you can't see it. Lawnmowers.
This is going on because it's so much quieter here.
We know it's not as pretty as the park we were just in.
Where's pretty?
Daisy's just as pretty. The next question that we get asked a lot is how do you get your mail on the road?
That's really a kind of a two-parter also, because a lot of times that question comes in the form of how do you domicile, how do you have an address for your registration, driver's license, voting ID, all that good stuff, because you have to have a real physical address, not a P.O. box for most of that.
Yeah.
And we use travelingmailbox.com. There are a couple of other options out there. I think Escapees.
Yeah, like Escapees is one of them, but there are several options that we looked into when we were trying to figure out which one was the best for us.
Right.
Traveling Mailbox was the best for us for several reasons. One of them just being the location for the addresses that they had available.
Right. We wanted a Florida address so we could maintain our Florida residency. So some of the keys you want to look for that will give you that are designed for RVers are your address has to be a real physical address, and you're going to be able to access it online. So like with us, as soon as we get a piece of mail, we get an email that says you've got mail.
You've got mail.
Yeah.
And you go and you can see the front of the piece of mail, and then you have options. You can say, okay, I want to open and scan this, and then the entire piece of mail is available as a PDF online. You can also say, I want to just shred and delete it.
Yeah. Junk mail.
Yeah. New Day USA. Quit sending me things to finance a home. I don't even have one.
Yeah. We can also get our mail forwarded to us too if it's something that we physically need.
Like our registration or driver's license, like things like that.
Yeah.
We were lucky that Florida lets you change your address and do most of your registration things all online, and they send you the stickers and the actual piece of paper. So those obviously we just have forwarded to wherever we are at the time. Typically we have to time that because we're constantly moving.
Yeah.
But it's not difficult.
No, and even with packages, if we have to have a package sent to that address for traveling mailbox, let's say we're not sure when the package is going to be delivered to us, we'll have it sent to that address, and then from there, once it arrives at traveling mailbox, we'll know where they can send it to us. Of course, there is a cost to doing that, and it just depends on the weight of the package or the bulk group of mail that you're having sent to you.
Yeah, you're shipping something twice, essentially, so. Yeah. And we only have to do that very rarely.
Yeah.
99.9% of the time, we're ordering from Amazon with 2-day Prime.
We're Amazon junkies.
Yeah. As you've seen in our Amazon store, everything in that store we own and use.
Yeah.
And is in our order history. Yeah. That's how we built our carts out.
Our order history is a lot longer than that.
It's long and distinguished.
But yeah, you can actually get Amazon deliveries at most campgrounds that you go to. For us, there may have been only a couple of parks in the year and a half that we've been doing this that we couldn't get packages delivered, and those were state parks.
So sometimes the address is actually like the guard shack at the front, and they're not going to receive and hold packages for you. Some do.
Yeah, but with state parks, we recommend you calling ahead and asking. I mean, it's been quite simple, really, to transition from our home address to the traveling mailbox, and I'm sure that there are some other good services that do the same thing. All right, the next question we get asked a lot, or told.
Some people like to tell us.
Some people like to tell us the facts, or what they think are the facts.
And what they like to tell us is, you need a Class A CDL to tow anything over 26,000 pounds.
Yeah, so that is going to be the next question that we talk about, is do you need a CDL to tow over 26,000 pounds?
CDL stands for Commercial Driver's License, and a lot of states do have. Some of them call it Class A, which means it's not fully commercial. The bottom line is every state is different and has different licensing requirements for an RV. The thing is, you only have to meet the licensing requirements for your state. For Florida, there are no licensing requirements.
Yeah. Meaning,
I can go out and drive a 50,000 pound RV, and if it's classified as a recreational vehicle, completely legal to drive it, anywhere in the United States.
I personally don't feel like that's a good idea.
I don't either. I'm not saying
Yeah.
Our personal stance on this is there really should be some sort of further education beyond a normal driver's license to tow a 44-foot, 20,000 pound RV.
Yeah, I was really surprised that there was no special license that we needed to get.
We'll put some links down below that back up our state's laws, but there are websites out there that talk about each state, what the requirements are, etc.
We'll probably always be told that we're wrong on this. The thing is, we have the research that backs it up for the state of Florida.
Right. And will that change in the future? Possibly, but
Yeah.
for now we're completely legal.
Right. So we really encourage you to do the research on your own for your particular state to see what the requirements are.
We'll put some links down below of resources that kind of cover every state.
Yeah.
And then those sites have links to the actual state's documents. So look below for that.
Yeah. Ready to move on?
Move on.
Okay. The next question is regarding pets. In particular, how do we make sure we keep Daisy safe when we leave her in the RV for the day? Meaning we want to make sure that if the electric goes off and it doesn't get too hot in here for the little puppy.
Yes, for little Daisy.
Oh, she's sleeping. Oh, you guys, she got mush face. She was cozy and he just picked her up and woke her up. Come on, come up here.
So these RVs are a lot like cars. They've got windows, and if you close them off and no AC, it's going to get hot, hot. It's going to get a lot hotter than it is outside.
Yeah, and it happens pretty quickly too. So we want to make sure if that happens, we know about it and we can get back in time.
Yeah. And the primary tool that we've used for that is called Marcel. It is a little box that you buy. I think it's about $100, and it's about $100 a year for monitoring because it uses cellular. That way you don't have to worry about your Wi-Fi or anything like that. If power goes out, if the temperature goes above a threshold you can set, if it goes below a threshold you can set, if the humidity goes out of range, you get text messages and emails saying exactly that. Hey,
Yeah, we get them all the time when we shut off power, when we're packing up camp and heading to the next location.
we've never had an actual issue where we've had to rush home to use it. But we do essentially test it every site we get to by the fact that we get a text message that says power was restored once we set up camp.
Yeah, and another way that we keep an eye, did you like what I did there? We keep an eye on this little fur ball is through our Ring security system.
We've got a video on that. We'll link up here also.
We have a security camera inside our RV, not only for security reasons, but really to watch our dog.
Another thing that we do around this same sort of topic is we have our phone numbers and an emergency plaque on our front door that says, in emergency, please call, and it's got our phone numbers.
Yeah.
If something happens that isn't related or isn't detected by any of our systems, somebody in the park realizes there's a problem with our RV, they'll walk up to our door and see our phone numbers and be able to call us.
And the cool thing is, if they call us and they need to get the dog out quickly, we can disable the Ring alarm system and then give them a code to our RV lock to get in the front door and get her out.
On our RV home tour video, probably more than any other, we get the question, how much was that thing? And a lot of times it comes in the form of crazy rich people.
Yeah. It's not always asked in a nice way.
This is true. And quite honestly, a lot of people might look at this RV and think, oh, $200,000.
Yeah.
And it's surprisingly affordable, and we were shocked at that also when we were planning and budgeting.
Yeah.
Once we switched and we're looking at toy haulers. So
Right. Compared to the Class A's that we were looking at, this was a steal.
absolutely. The Class A's that we were looking at to be able to haul Lucille and everything, we were looking in
Lucille is our motorcycle for those that don't follow our channel.
yeah, big Class A diesel pushers with tag axles get up around $300,000-$400,000
Yeah.
easy.
And that was too much.
Yeah.
We didn't want to do that. So we started looking at toy haulers and we were just amazed at how much space we got for the price tag. Of course, you still have to add on the truck to that price, but
trucks hold their value really well, and you can switch up your RV without switching your truck if you bought the right truck.
yeah.
And so fifth wheels in general are very, very affordable for the amount of space you get. Our RV, as configured, because we special ordered ours through Lazy Days,
We pretty much got all the bells and whistles on it.
was about $127,000. Now, the thing to know about RVs in general when you're in this price range is you can get about 25 to 30% off of MSRP.
Yeah.
But you got to haggle. This is like car shopping on steroids.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to walk away. You got to be willing to just say, okay, bye, I'll go buy somewhere else.
We actually priced it out to several different RV dealerships.
We use the build and price tool on Grand Design's website to get the MSRP, and then we put that spec sheet, send it out to multiple dealers and said, hey, we want to place an order for this. What price will you give us? And then we just haggled back and forth with several.
We wanted to purchase it through Lazy Days because that was in our home base, and that was a lot easier for us to do. But we did send it out, I believe, to a place in Ohio.
Anywhere we visited, Ohio, North Carolina, all over the Florida area.
Yeah.
And luckily we were able to negotiate a deal with Lazy Days. It was not simple.
Nope.
You got to play the whole game, right? And it's no different.
Right.
Bottom line for ours was about 91,000. I think we got about 28%.
Yeah. And listen, guys, we got rid of everything.
Getting the last of our stuff out of here.
We don't have a home anymore. We don't have insurance and house payments and all the stuff that comes along with owning a home. For us, this was a good deal.
When you consider, you know, I don't know what the average home is, but if you figure it's around $200,000, $300,000, this thing's 91. Our truck was about 60, so for about 150K for the truck and RV.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Nope. So no, we're not rich.
Yeah, we're not spoiled people.
We're just rich in love.
We're enriched by our travels.
Yes. That's it. I like that. So we're on the topic of money. This leads us to the next question that we get asked a lot, which is, do you guys make money on your YouTube videos?
Tons. No. We do make money. This kind of ties back into the topic of how do you work remote on the road.
Yeah.
A YouTube channel is an option. Everything depends on the amount of traffic. So the income sources that we have from our channel are YouTube itself. The commercial you might have watched right before this video helps pay for the channel. So ad revenue is one when you're on YouTube.
Right. Another
one is affiliate marketing. You'll notice if you go to our website and you look at our partners page, we have partnerships with several companies. Obviously Amazon, Techno RV. With Techno RV, Eric and Tammy, you guys were some of the first to actually believe in us and give us a shot.
Thanks for believing in us.
It's gonna be crying. So affiliate income is one. When we recommend a product, first and foremost, we're recommending it because we like it.
Right, and we use it.
The little bit of commission that we get off of you using our links, it adds up and it does help us.
Sometimes we earn income by links and we get a small percentage of a sale, or sometimes we just get the product for free.
Sometimes it's a mixture of both. It's every partnership and situation is different.
I said we get the product for free, but it's really not for free. I don't think most people understand how much work goes into putting one video together.
Yeah, it's
let alone having a whole channel and building a community, which we love, but it's a lot of work.
It's a full-time job.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
She's editing all day. If you watch one of our videos, a 30-minute video, you got to figure between an hour and a half to 2 hours per minute just editing.
Yeah.
And then there's following up, answering everybody's questions. It's a full-time job.
It is. In addition to, we have to film stuff.
Oh yeah.
And you know, filming something like the poop hose video that we did, what would normally to set up the hoses and such wouldn't really take you that long, but to film it took us hours.
This video alone, we've been to the park twice to try to film this. We spent so much time trying to put together great topics that you guys will enjoy, topics that we would have found useful and informative before we started RVing. We're kind of talking to ourselves in the past a lot of times. It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
it's not like we're just, oh, let's record something on our phone and make some money.
Hey, there are people out there that do that and have had success with it. That's not us and that's not our style, and we're very type A, and sometimes I'm like
A+.
Oh,
you get him, dude.
Oh, sorry, guard dog.
Yeah.
Fierce, this one. She's fierce. The money that was generated through the channel right now, it doesn't really match the effort.
Plus, we've got a lot of money invested in equipment.
And we love when we hear that we are helping people. So it's been a really great experience so far.
And thanks to you guys for watching, for tuning in, for subscribing. Oh, by the way, click the bell and the like button down there.
Yeah, don't forget to do that.
That helps us out. That tells YouTube, hey, people like this stuff, and it recommends it to more people and gets us more exposure.
And you know, we really appreciate it when you guys reach out to us and say, hey, I can't find the link for this particular product, but we want to use your link because we want to make sure that you guys get the credit for it. That means a lot to us.
We do hope at some point we can be like big KYD and have a couple 100,000
Yeah,
subscribers.
I don't know if anybody can get to the KYD point. Speaking of KYD, and if you are wanting to make money on the road by having a YouTube channel, I don't know if you know this or not, but they have a YouTube course. How to start a YouTube channel is what it's called. We'll put a link to that course in the description as well.
Yeah, and they are an affiliate, we have to say.
Yeah, that's true.
So please
That's
use our
true.
link. It's a great course and it's a great community. It's not just the course, it's ongoing.
Yeah.
And we'll have a link below to a blog post that I wrote about our YouTube journey and how we got started.
Yeah.
We've had a few people ask us about if we're going to have an insider program or Patreon or membership or something like that. We were considering it, but we want to be able to offer, some insider benefits. But we're curious if that's something you would be interested in, like maybe some lives, some small meetups, things like that, if that's something you guys want.
Yeah.
We're mulling it over.
We're mulling it over.
Mulling. What does mulling mean?
I think we're processing it is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Many of you know that we do have an affiliation with Grand Design RV. We want you guys to know that there's no money involved in this partnership whatsoever. We've never received a dime from them for anything.
Right. We feel strongly about Grand Design. Just like every other affiliate we have or anything we recommend, we don't do it because of some benefit, monetary or otherwise.
So now it's just turned into a good partnership and friendship. And really for us, the benefit is access to certain things that other people wouldn't be able to get. And we get some swag, and that's it.
That's true.
So
They just send us some shirts and stuff.
Yeah, so we don't get any financial gain from our partnership with them. We just feel strongly about their product. In addition to the question about do we make money with our YouTube channel, often comes a question about our YouTube channel and what equipment do we use.
A lot of questions, particularly about the motorcycle rides, but just equipment in general. We're not going to go into a whole blown out thing of every little detail.
Yeah.
If you're interested in that, let us know. We can make a separate video.
Yeah.
The gist of it is what we're talking to you right now is our Canon 80D. We've had that camera since before we ever got started, and that's been our main camera. On top of that, we've got a Rode Video Mic Pro Plus. Audio is very important.
Yeah.
We also have 2 lav mics now. You may have seen us when we were in the park with our little lav mics clipped on, because nothing's worse than bad audio.
Yeah.
And she struggles, trust me. She spends hours tweaking the audio.
You guys, if you've never edited a video, you have no idea how difficult editing audio can be. Even though we've got all this special equipment, it's still not always perfect. Because there's wind and there's lawn mowers and sometimes
Garbage
screaming
trucks.
kids and yeah. Awesome. Garbage truck. Garbage truck.
Again.
And you name it. So anything can happen. So we try our best to get audio that is as clear as possible for you guys. We know it doesn't always happen like that.
So in addition to the Canon as our main camera that we try to use, but it's big to carry around, so we have some smaller options. We have a DJI Osmo Pocket, cool little gimbal.
About this big.
We've got a DJI Osmo Action, which is kind of like a GoPro, but it's DJI. We've been using that in the truck a little bit more so we can see ourselves. It's got our front screen. Speaking of cameras, the battery's about to die. I gotta change it.
Oh, please. So we just changed the battery.
We also have 3 GoPro Hero 7s that we mount in various places, and
I also use a GoPro on a Karma Grip gimbal when we're riding on the bike.
we also have, when we're filming things like RV tours, you can sometimes see it when she's filming me filming, a DJI Ronin S, which is a gimbal for this camera, our actual DSLR.
Yes, but that
Gimbals
thing's
are
not
important.
always convenient because it's
big.
huge and heavy. And it's like not inconspicuous.
Not at all.
At
People
all.
recognize you're doing something when you've got that thing.
Yeah.
We really want to try to get you guys stable footage with great audio.
Shaky footage and bad audio is unpleasant, and I tend to stop watching those videos. So we want to make sure that you continue to watch our videos all the way to the end. There's bloopers.
Stay tuned for outtakes.
There's definitely some outtakes on this one.
Just a few.
So that brings us to the next question. Who sings that song?
Yeah, what
Where
song
do you
is
get your
that?
music? You know, we get a lot of questions about the music, especially when there are location videos that have motorcycle rides and a lot of fun stuff going on where I can play around with the music a little bit more. And I do enjoy doing that. However, sometimes it can be exhausting trying to find the right music too.
Yeah, so here's the thing with music on YouTube or pretty much anywhere. We can't use popular music because it's going to be copyrighted and our video will get flagged like that.
Yeah.
So we have to use music that's royalty free or that we have a license for. There are a couple of companies that specialize in this. We use two of them. One is artlist.io and the other was epidemicsound.com.
Yes.
In regards to the question we get asked about, can I download this somewhere? You know, people want a link to iTunes.
Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, is really the answer. And I really don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. I would have to look for it just like you would have to look for it. Sometimes you can ask Siri, what song is this? Or Shazam. I'm not sure about an Android phone. I'm sure they have something comparable.
I think there's still a Shazam app for Android, but you can ask Siri, hey, what's this song? Let it play. And if it's available, you can hit a download link.
Hey Siri, what song is this?
Hang on, let me listen. Sounds like you're listening to When I Get There by Maya Isaac.
So that was part one of our Q&A. We hope you liked it. Please click the little like button, the little thumbs up down there.
Don't forget we have some outtakes coming up. And part two, we will continue with a lot more of your questions.
And be sure to subscribe, click the bell, check out our website, changinglanesrv.com.
And you guys already know, Facebook and Instagram too.
Yep.
See you for part two.
Outtakes, roll it. It's already remote for like 8 playing. Rude.
The joys of filming outside in a public
spot here on the table.
place.
Sweat.
So sorry.
So today's video.
Why are you asking? You know what today's video is. We had such a good plan. A good plan, get here early.
2 videos.
2 for the price of 1.
Both probably long.
And he's just really concentrating on the spot right by us.
Elon Musk, as soon as you get all those satellites up, we'll be happy to beta test for you.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure he watches Changing Lanes.
Yeah. Or to residency? Residence?
Residency.
Yeah. Residency sounds like I'm going to be a doctor.
It's okay. I knew this was going to be fun.
We're coming for you, Mark and
Don't
Trish.
say, no, we're not going to say that.
Why not? It's kind of fun.
No. We're not going to say that.
We're coming for you.
I'm not going to put that in.
All you other big YouTubers.
He picks the tree closest to us to start. Not like way over there.
Screaming puppies, of course. Add some screaming puppies in to the mix with
He's
the
like
lawnmowers.
just hanging out there, not even mowing anymore. Wait till this. Still doing lawn maintenance.
Yeah, at least you're not mowing.
Yeah.